A vast area of eastern Australia has been given one of the country's most serious wildfire warnings. The Sydney region has been given a catastrophic danger level for the first time. High winds and rising temperatures are fanning flames closer to Sydney's outskirts. The rest of New South Wales and Queensland are also under warning.
Under these sorts of conditions, there is a significant amount of unpredictability, instability and aggressive fire behaviour and fire spread. We know that under days of catastrophic, if a fire starts and takes hold, if we are not there so quickly that we can bring it under control, if it takes hold, we are not going to stop it. We are not going to control fires under catastrophic conditions. They have the ability to develop and grow extremely quickly.
Andrew Thomas joins us now from Sydney. Andrew, I think it's fair to say those are pretty dire words we're getting from officials.
Well, the word they use is catastrophic, and that relates not to the conditions as they would be understood in the rest of the world, i.e. that they've got some kind of catastrophic conditions happening right now. The catastrophic refers to the weather conditions, which, if a fire is to take hold, its consequences could be catastrophic because it's so windy and so hot that fire will take control of itself but be uncontrolled by authorities very, very quickly. And that has been the case for 70 fires across the state of New South Wales alone over the course of Tuesday. Fires that have been out of control largely. 13 of them right now are at what they call emergency level. That means that people in the vicinity of those fires are told to hunker down and try to survive them if they can, because if they move, if they try to flee, then they're more likely to die because they can't guarantee getting to any of the people impacted by those fires. And to give you an extent of where those fires are, well, I'm here at the closest one that there has been on Tuesday to Sydney city centre. We're just 18 kilometres away from Sydney's Harbour Bridge here, very much within the city limits. And 2.5 hours ago, there was no fire here at all, but it took hold exceptionally fast because the authorities were expecting Tuesday to be a dire day. They got on top of it very, very quickly. They had planes in the air, bombing it from the air, and they had firefighters like these on the ground very fast as well. We're now within what they call the fire ground, hence all of these clothes. They've made us wear this to come into here. But Sean Murphy, who I'll introduce you to, he was at home. This is his home. As you saw the fire take hold 2.5 hours ago now. Pick up the story from there, Sean.
Well, I got home from work and then I heard the sirens rushing, and then I came out the front and there were flames probably 3-4 metres high, the higher the trees. And then firefighters everywhere, flames 5 metres from my doorstep.
And we are directly opposite your house, which is very much within the city limits of Sydney. You're a Sydney sider. We're not out in the countryside here, are we?
20-minute drive, 30-minute drive to the city from here, so it's quite close.
You were impressed with the speed at which they got on top of this one, weren't you? Tell me more about that.
Well, there would have been 3 or 4 fire trucks already on the street when I came out. And then 5-10 minutes later, they had helicopters and a plane flying over the top. So the response was really what saved our houses.
Sean, thank you very much. Well, even now, there are still occasional helicopters flying over and dumping water and fire retardant on this bush, as they call it here in Australia, this scrubland, trees and bushes. The real problem that Eastern Australia has got at the moment is how incredibly dry it is. This part of Australia has been in drought for many, many months. So there's really no moisture at all to dampen the flames when they take hold. Combine that with temperatures in the high 30s, which they have been for much of Tuesday. It's dipping a little now, and very high winds. The wind temporarily seems to have dropped right now. But the trouble is, when that wind picks up the flames, it can spread the fire very, very quickly. And on top of that, embers from existing fires can fly sometimes 10 kilometres ahead of what they call the fire front and light further fires. We can feel that right now. There's ash coming down on us, and in there still, you can still see flames that the firefighters are hosing down. This isn't over yet. There's going to be a strong wind from the south as Tuesday goes on across the state of New South Wales. As I say, there are 70 fires burning in this state alone, a further 50 plus in Queensland to the north, and right over on the other side of Australia, in Western Australia, which is a 5-hour flight from Sydney. To give you an idea of the scale of this country, there are fires burning there as well, many of those within Perth's city limits. So this really is a nationwide emergency.
Okay, Andrew Thomas with the latest from Sydney. Thank you.